all this talk of Microsoft soon allowing users to play their own games in the cloud, they would need significant upgrades for people to do this. Their old Xbox server blades are not sufficient enough to handle playing all the games in the Xbox library. This is why not all the games on Game Pass are on the cloud. But I believe they're rolling out a new configuration to replace these aging custom Xbox server blades very soon. Introducing Microsoft Azure's new line of cloud gaming specific tier of virtual machines, the NGADS V620 series. Now, I've talked about this line previously last year in this video. It was then in a preview testing mode, but now, this line is being fully released on Microsoft Azure, where this can be reached to many more users. This post here covers a general overview of the line and benchmarks. Here's a snippet of what they describe this line as. We are excited to announce the general availability of our new NGADS V620 series virtual machines. This VM series has GPU, CPU, and memory resources balanced to generate and stream high-quality graphics for a performant, interactive gaming experience hosted on Microsoft Azure. So let's go into some details here. This line is purely powered by AMD hardware, which makes perfect sense for Xbox Cloud since the Xbox Series S and X are all powered by AMD as well. The processor is a 3rd generation EPYC CPU and the GPU is a Radeon Pro V620. This GPU can be compared to the NVIDIA A10 or A10G with the power of an RTX 3080. This line comes in 4 different configurations. If they do run with this line for Xbox Cloud, it'll be interesting on which configuration they go with. It might depend on the game. Now check out the 3D Mark TimeSpy benchmark. I'm so glad they use this benchmark because I use this benchmark. Now the 2nd and 3rd configurations, the 16 and 32, are interesting because it's a massive jump between the two, and I wanted to compare scores to other cloud gaming configurations. Now the NG16 configuration hit a score of 9670. The Shadow Power upgrade hits just around that number. Impressive, or sad, depending on how you look at it. Now the NG32 configuration almost doubles this. The highest Air GPU AWS configuration with the A10G doesn't even hit this. Now they test the average FPS of Gears 5 at 1080p with Ultra settings, which results in very decent numbers. My concern is that they didn't try a newer game, but of course, this goes in line with what they're trying to do. This is a first-party Xbox game that is on Game Pass, so these games would be a priority. I'm surprised though they didn't use Halo Infinite or even Starfield, would probably be a better choice. Now I have this page link in the description if you want to see all the results for yourself. And the other thing I wanted to show was the price related to this new tier. And this is why we see the price increase for Ultimate. And you thought Shadow was bad. And of course on top of this, the Activision games they'll be adding soon, in which I hear they'll be adding more Call of Duty games to Game Pass very soon. Overall, this new Microsoft Azure line should be enough power to at least play the most demanding games at 1080p, 60 FPS, which is what I'm expecting them to promise when they roll this out. This should cover playing your own games. I'm not expecting 4K anymore as I mentioned last year though. Again, this is all speculation on what I think they'll be using, but everything lines up from what you can see here. I just don't see them using more specialized Xbox server blades for this. It just wouldn't make any sense. Amazon Luna is doing the exact same thing with their A10Gs, so this all makes sense. Let us know your thoughts on this in the comments below. And if you like my thoughts on the next implementation of Xbox Cloud, give us a like. Also, make sure to join as a member of the channel or join our Patreon and our Discord in the links below. And above all else, make sure to subscribe to keep it locked right here at the only place we can do battle in gaming heaven, Cloud Gaming Battle.